welcome to vlog number 11.
Yeah, 11. Today we're talking to you from beautiful, sunny
Portugal.
It's so beautiful here, but that does not mean we've forgotten about you guys. So we thought we'd come at you with some very important tips around the topic which we think a lot of people probably struggle with, right?
Yes.
So you go away and you're thinking it's one of your maybe small breaks of the year and you deserve it. So you think the easiest way forward is to probably get all-inclusive, which means you don't really have to worry about much while you're out here, which is fair. But all-inclusive comes with a host of issues which maybe you don't know you're going to encounter until you get here. And then it's too late because you can't plan for it and you're suffering from the consequences. So we thought today we'd talk about
how to deal with an all-inclusive holiday.
So, one of the main issues all-inclusive holidays present is
food.
managing your meals.
Yes. So everybody on all-inclusive holidays thinks, I've paid for it, I can eat it. There is a whole host of food to have, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then the ice cream in the morning, and the pizza buffet in the evening, and the afternoon teas and the cocktail parties. But just because you've paid for it doesn't mean you have to eat it.
You got to look at it this way. Do you eat through the entire day at home?
Probably not.
If you do, then there's more issues to talk about. But you probably don't. You don't sit there and wait for your next meal on the hour every hour. You probably have your meal at a set time, managing your meal, knowing what you're going to eat, and then you're content and you get on with the rest of your day until the next set meal time.
Now, when you go on holiday, it should be no different. Yes, enjoy your food, and perhaps you'll be eating things that you ordinarily aren't used to eating. However, you shouldn't be deviating from your normal routine. Your body likes knowing when it's eating, what it's eating. It likes routine, it likes good food, it likes having those good meals that you're giving it. And actually, when you're away, that should be no different. Actually, that can be quite stressful for your body and can lead to things like lethargy, bloating, and actually that doesn't make you feel very good on holiday. You actually feel quite tired and quite low, and actually you want that energy to be able to give you a really fun-filled, energetic, positive day.
Now you might remember one of our previous vlogs when we talked about how to deal with food when taking a flight, going on holiday overall. A similar thing here is that obviously you may have taken a very early flight like us to get to beautiful Portugal, but what it does then mean is you get here and you think, great, haven't had breakfast today, but it's all inclusive, so I'm going to go in and just eat everything I lay my eyes on. Which probably isn't good for your body, like Sonali just mentioned, probably has you feeling more lethargic than usual. Rather than that, why not think about going, okay, cool, breakfast time, it's one of my set meals of the day, what should I be having? Have a glance at the menu, know what you're going to have before you get there, if you can. So when you get there, have your brain doing the thinking rather than your belly and your eyes.
If you know that having muesli in the morning, or having some brown toast, or having a smoothie in the morning makes you feel good, then try and do the same when you're away. Chances are your all-inclusive hotel will be able to do you a smoothie. They've done it for us. Chances are that your all-inclusive holiday will have chia seeds and flax seeds. In fact, they have got it on our breakfast bar. The other things is that they will always have muesli, they'll have wholemeal bread, they'll have eggs and things like that. So try and stick with what you would usually have. Just because it's there and you've paid for it, either way, if you eat this much or this much, you're still paying for it, you're paying the same amount. So actually, why would you pay for yourself to feel sick by eating this much? Instead, stick with the normal amount and the normal content of what you would eat and feel good for it.
There's a high chance that when you get there, the things that really tempt you are going to be the fast carbs, the things that really will fill you up initially, because you're going to have this much of it. But actually, if you think about it, you're going to burn through those calories really quickly, and then you're going to want to go back for more of the rubbish stuff. So rather than that, think about having a meal which nourishes you. Get in that fruit, get in that whole foods, the wholesome stuff that you know is going to energize you through until 4 or 5 hours later when you have your next meal.
Remember fiber, remember protein, remember good complex carbohydrates. They are all the lovely, lovely elements of food that keep you feeling fuller for longer. So think whole grain bread, think oats, think fruit like Chef said. Think about vegetables, think about all these amazing things that you can have. And the best part of eating all of these things on a holiday is that chances are where you have gone, everything's fresh. You know, unlike the UK, the US, all these westernized countries, these lovely countries actually grow this amazing produce and you are eating it in such a short time of it being picked. So that's such a lovely reason to eat it all together, because not only does it taste better than the fresh fruit and fresh veg back at home, but it's also got a higher level of nutrients because it has just been picked off and it's ready to eat.
Wasn't it nice driving here this morning and seeing the orange trees?
Yeah.
Fresh orange trees, and then you know that those are the oranges you're going to consume. This is local produce that just gets delivered straight here, nice and fresh, not sitting on the supermarket shelf for forever. So take advantage of it.
When it comes to lunches and dinners, everybody pigs out on the chips, pizzas, pastas. Basically, again, what Chef said was those processed, refined carbohydrates. So what can we do instead?
Look at what's nourishing on the menu. If there isn't anything nourishing, or maybe something which isn't catching your fancy, have a chat with the chefs, have a chat with the staff. Remember, they know you're all-inclusive, that you are their honoured guest, and at the end of the day, they're going to do what they can to try and make you happy. So have a chat with them, see if there's something they can put together for you. So for example, this morning, Sonali, you know, they didn't have egg whites on the menu. You had a chat with that lovely chef, and you happily put it together for you.
Yeah. The other thing you can do, which is a really, really good tip that Chef and I have mentioned before in our How to Manage Weddings vlog, is that scour the buffet first. Most all-inclusives have a buffet, so go through the buffet first, go and peel your eyes and have an understanding of what's available to you. Then make a decision. Chances are if you don't do that and you take your plate along that sort of conveyor belt fashion, you're going to just pick everything in such a rush, and actually then you're going to eat and feel really full and really quite sick.
And actually, just like weddings, there's going to be a queue, especially at that time in the morning, because there's obviously that block period when you can go have your breakfast.
Yes.
So if you're in that conveyor belt and there's people behind you waiting to get their food, you're under more pressure to just pick up what you can, because you're like, oh, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. And before you know it, you have a plate full of the bad stuff, or stuff that you really probably didn't even need or want. So scour it before, like Sonali said. Have a think about what you're going to have, so when you get there, it's quick and fast and you know exactly what you're going to pick up.
A lot of hotels, particularly all-inclusive hotels, also have an a la carte restaurant. So sometimes they've got a few different restaurants, one with a buffet. So like Chef mentioned, there's a queue for breakfast, lunch and dinner. So take advantage of scouring the buffet. But with the a la carte menus, usually they will have a menu already displayed from the morning at the restaurant or outside. So go and feel free to just pass by and have a look at the menu. You don't need to choose there and then, but at least it's in your mind ticking away for you to then have a good understanding, and you can actually mentally prepare what you would like to have even before getting to dinner or getting to lunch.
Another mistake that people make is often they'll come to the all-inclusive resort, but they've still got other excursions planned outside of the resort. So what they'll do is they'll pig on one meal like breakfast and go really, really heavy, have everything they can, because they're thinking, well, I don't know if I'm going to stop later because I'm going on this excursion or that excursion. Rather than that, have your set amount at breakfast that you were planning to have from before that you'd normally have in the UK, enough to keep you full and sustained with energy, but not pigging out, and then take snacks from home. If you have snacks from home, you're going to carry them with you on your excursion. It'll keep you going through those midway points, and you're much less likely to then pig out when it comes to a particular meal, because you're thinking, well, I may not have food outside later because I've paid for all-inclusive. You'll still have a good amount at a particular meal time. Carry your snacks through till your next meal time.
Now remember, when we talk about snacks, we're not talking about oil-ridden snacks. So we're not talking the Indian snack pot like Katia and Peplas if you're Indian. We're not talking about Walker's crisps and tracker bars and things like that. We're talking about really good, balanced, nutritious options, things which are less oil-ridden, less sugar-ridden. So things like baked crisps, or if you make your own homemade vegetable crisps, that's a really good one too, and they will last. Other things are things like you can get snack bars, but just ones which contain less sugar and perhaps a little bit more protein. Pack nuts with you. If you are somebody who has lots of nuts at home, then you can group them in little sandwich bags or little pots and take them with you. Or you can get those Graze protein punch nuts, which come in already a snack size serving, so you can take those with you too.
Now this may seem overwhelming or a bit like, oh, I'm really not going to bother doing that, I want to go away and just have a good time. But remember, a little bit of preparation means when you get back from your lovely break, you're not going to hate yourself. You're going to be like, you know, I actually did all right. I did pretty well. I enjoyed myself, but I still had a good level of nutrition through my trip.
You know, you got to make a choice, right? So think of it this way: short-term misery, long-term happiness, or short-term happiness, long-term misery. Let me explain. When doing that prep, you might find it, as Shaf mentioned, quite overwhelming and actually be quite miserable that you're having to prep it all. But then when you get to your holiday, you're going to be snacking well, eating well, and actually feeling really good. You're going to feel like this is the first time you've ever been away and not been bloated. This is the first time you've been able to run around with your children or jump in the pool, or you felt more confident to wear certain pieces of clothing or actually just be outdoors and in photographs. And then when you come back and you're going to feel like, oh, my clothes still fit, or I'm feeling still really, really good. That's that long-term happiness that we talked about. Or you can say, do you know what, I can't be bothered. This is just too much prep, too much hard work. I can't be bothered. I'll go there and work it out. But then you go there and all of a sudden you start feeling really bloated. You feel tired. You're not actually able to run around with the children. You don't feel comfortable nor confident wearing certain pieces of clothing or being outdoors or being in photographs. Effectively, that's your holiday and it's effectively been ruined, right? You want to have a good time. You don't want to feel sad. And then you come back and say, my clothes don't fit, I feel heavy, I feel bloated, I feel tired, I feel down. That's long-term misery. So you have to understand, which option are you going to go for? Is it the short-term misery and long-term happiness, or the short-term happiness and the long-term misery? And if you're anything like us, choose the first one.
Point number 2. So, all-inclusive. For most people, that means all-inclusive drinks. Get those cocktails in, get those beers in, taste some of the local alcohol, because it would be wrong not to. But the problem with that is that then becomes the entire mantra for the whole trip. You forget all about the good stuff that you're consuming back home, like water. You're in a hot country, your body is under immense dehydration, you're sweating, you're losing liquids like anything. At the end of the day, if the only thing you're replenishing those liquids with is beer and alcohol, you and I both know you don't need to be in fitness or have a scientific understanding. It's just not good for you.
Instead, why not say to yourself, I will have X amount of cocktails or glasses of wine or bottles of beer on holiday. You see, we're not telling you to go away and just be completely 100% on your A game. What we are saying to you is, yes, it's good to have balance and it's really, really, really important to be healthy. Don't lose sight of the fact that you can have an occasional drink or an occasional ice cream. But set yourself a quota. Don't allow the floodgates to open and for you to then just go, alcohol, come. So what you want to really focus on doing is perhaps setting yourself a quota, like I said, and sticking to it. Therefore, you won't overindulge or overdrink. And actually, in the meantime, make sure you stock up on the
water. Look at it this way. Just like all-inclusive means unlimited alcohol for yourselves, all-inclusive also means unlimited ice cream for your kids. But would you allow your kid to consume ice cream from the start of the day till the end of the day? You wouldn't, right? You'd say to them, you can have some between these hours and have this much so you don't feel sick. Just in the same way, you can have your alcohol, but have it alongside water, have it in between set periods, and know your limit. And this way, you're going to be much more pleasant to be around, and your body's going to be much more happier with you.
Don't forget about the water. If in this country, or if ordinarily you are having 2 liters of water, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need more water in order, like Shaf said, you're dehydrated, you're sweating, you're perhaps a little bit more active, so you should really be stocking up on the water. And especially if you are drinking, then you need to make sure that you're drinking even more water, because alcohol is a dehydratant. Alcohol does remove water out of your body, so you need to make sure that you're drinking enough water to replenish that on top of your own goals.
Now, just like you would in the UK, track your water. There's no excuse to say, well, okay, yeah, I'll have the odd few glasses of water when I go to the bar to order the sangria. What you can do is do what we did. stop at a supermarket on the way to the resort, pick up your pack of 6 2-litre water bottles. It probably cost way less than they do in the UK anyway. And then you can track your water through the day. Because if you say to yourself, I'm still going to finish this 2-litre water bottle, even though I'm having the odd few drinks around it, you then know you've consumed a minimum of 2 litres water that day.
Absolutely. And take your water with you everywhere you go. It's not an excuse to say I left it in my room or I left it in the car. Take it with you everywhere you go. Again, if you have got children, you don't forget to take their food, you don't forget to take their nappies and the things that they need. So don't put yourself at the bottom of that list. Make sure that you take your bottle of water with you as well and prep for it just as much as you do for the rest of your family.
Point number 3, and this is one which I think gets overlooked quite a lot, because when you're on holiday you think, well, I'm switching off, that's it, giving myself a break. But does your heart stop working? Does your body stop doing what it needs to do? No. So why are you stopping the things that help your body do what it needs to do? And one of those key things, like we mentioned, the nutrition, the water, and then the third one, just as important as it is when you're in the UK, it's just as important when you're on holiday somewhere, is activity. You might go to a resort that does not have a gym, so immediately in your head you're thinking, well, can't do a workout for me, take a week off then. Nope. So what you can do is
a home workout. So home workouts, you can download them off YouTube, there's Beachbody on Demand, or there are so many Instagram videos that you can see on both of our pages, as well as other pages which can give you inspiration for things that you can do in your hotel room, by the pool, on the beach. The list is endless.
As Nali said, the good thing is these days your internet pretty much works wherever you are. But on the odd occasion that you're somewhere where there isn't any internet, or you haven't purchased the extra Wi-Fi, which is sometimes extortionate when you're at a resort, the good thing is you can download workouts in advance. So maybe not on YouTube, but as Sonali mentioned, Beachbody on Demand allows you to then take a workout, download it to your phone or your tablet or your laptop or whatever it might be before you get here. So you know you have your workouts set out for you in the days you're here.
If you do want to find out more about Beachbody on Demand, which is like a Netflix of workouts, so you can access it anywhere in the world, just let one of us know, just send us a message and we'll be happy to get you on board and get you started with some home workouts. There are so many different types of workouts, by the way. You can do weight training, you've got cardio, Pilates, yoga, kickboxing, the list is endless. But if you don't want to do a home workout or a gym workout, or if you can't do it for whatever reason, then just stay active. So get in your steps, go for walks, make sure that when you have a meal, you're not sitting down straight away. Maybe if you are somebody who likes routine or who likes association, then as soon as you've had a meal, go for a walk. Take the kids, take your partner, your friends, whoever it may be, and go for a walk. You can tour the beach, go for nice beach walks, go around the pool, go around the resort if it's a large resort. But definitely stay active. Often a lot of all-inclusive places also have tennis courts, squash courts, badminton courts. So also exercise isn't just an intense session in the gym, it's simply just moving. So get a session in with a bit of tennis, and actually that serves you two purposes: staying active and doing something fun with your family and friends.
Now the thing is, there's a high chance you're going to be in the pool anyway. You're going to be messing about with your kids or your family in the pool anyway. So track it, just like you would track in the UK. Set yourself a little target and go, I'm going to track myself doing 10 laps. And then when you know it's done, it's done. You feel good about it, you'll know you've put those 10 laps in. It's extra activity through that day. And actually you walk away going, cool, didn't stop that, didn't let all-inclusive or a holiday stop my activity.
Totally. And even if you aren't tracking, say, certain laps, but actually trying to make sure that every single time, say, the game finishes that you and your family or friends are playing, then you just quickly do 5 laps. So try and get in as many laps as you can between the times that the game finishes and then the new game's about to start. Or you can do really fun swimming games, from playing squash in the pool, you can play water polo. There are so many fun activities that you can do in the pool. And also a lot of hotels do water aerobics, so that's something that you can do as well.
So guys, we hope those tips helped you. We're going to now go back to enjoying some of the sun before we get a workout in.
Yeah, absolutely. But remember, all-inclusive does not mean eat all that you can. Whether you have a nutritious meal or whether you eat chips and pizza and all the rest of it and eat loads and loads of ice cream, you're paying the same. So ultimately, what is your health worth?
As always, please like, subscribe, comment below with any questions or other tips that have helped you while you've been away over this past summer. As Sonali mentioned, if you're interested in Beachbody On Demand home workouts, just send us a quick message, we'll send you some further information and we'd love to get you started.
But until then, have a lovely week, enjoy your holidays, make sure you take us with you so that you stay on track when you're at your all-inclusive or any holiday for that matter. And stay tuned for the next vlog next week. Boom!